Hi everybody, Jordan Steele 88 with another video. Title of this video, Pittsburgh Penguins Weekly Recap. So let's get into it. Last week, the Penguins, they were on a West Coast trip, mostly in Canada, on the western side of the country. So we're going to start with the first game that was against the Vancouver Canucks. And the Penguins, they were winners in that game 4-3. I mean, Vancouver, they pulled to a 2-0 lead in the first period. But the Penguins, they came back in the they went down one in the second period. And then in the third period, the Penguins tied it up. And the game went into overtime, and the Penguins won in overtime over the Vancouver Canucks. In that game, the Penguins, they went 1 for 5 on the power play. I mean, the power play has been up and down this year. It's been horrible throughout all year, because the power play has been horrible throughout the year, as we all know. And then, I don't know if they got enough time in the zone, though, because I technically didn't see the game because I had to go to bed early. So, yeah. So the goals were for the Penguins in the second, they started in the second period by Richard Rakell. Richard Rakell got a second goal that was on a power play in the second period. And the third was by Lars Eller. And then Erik Karlsson hit a game-winning goal in overtime. So, and the penalties for the Penguins, Chris Letang delayed a game puck over glass, 2 minutes. Erik Karlsson, 2 minutes slashing. And, I mean, Jesse, I can't say his name, though. Though he got 2 minutes for tripping. And Gino got 2 minutes for holding in the second period. And the players' stats for the Canucks game, Sidney Crosby got 2 points. That was 2 assists. Lars Eller got 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. Erik Karlsson got a point. That was a goal. That was a game-winning overtime, I believe. Chris Letang got a point. That was an assist. Gino got a point. That was an assist. And Valtteri Pustine, if I say his name right, got a point. That was an assist. Richard Rakell got 2 points. That was 2 goals. And Riley Smith got a point. That was an assist. Tristan Jarry was a goalie for that game. And he allowed 3 goals, 35 saves, 91% on save percentage. Total ice time, 61 minutes and 42 seconds. Because they went to overtime in that game. So that's the Vancouver Canucks game. The next game against the Seattle Kraken. Well, Seattle Kraken was not Canada. It was one team in America they had to play against. That was Seattle. So, but anyway, let's talk about the Seattle Kraken. That game. Penguins was shut out in that game 2-0. I mean, Seattle, they were playing pretty good defense in that game. They got 1 goal in the first period and another in the third period. Whoever that goalie is for Seattle is pretty good. And the Penguins, they went 0 for 3 on a power play, and penalty minutes for 8 minutes. And then Penguins did not register a goal, but they got in the penalties. It was Ryan Graves got 2 minutes for holding, and he got another penalty for roughing. Lars Eller high sticking for 2 minutes, and Gino 2 minutes for tripping. So, I'm not going to tell the stats because the Penguins did not register any points in that game. So that's the Seattle Kraken game because they were shut out in that game. Now let's move on to the Calgary Flames game. The Calgary Flames. Penguins lost that game 4-3. In the first period, the Penguins, they were looked like they're going to win this game. They were up 2-0 in the first period. In the second period, the Calgary Flames got within 1, and then the Penguins increased their lead to 2 goals in the third period. But the Calgary Flames came back and scored 3 unanswered goals in that game. In the power play, the Penguins were 1 for 5, and the goals by the Penguins were Jonathan Gruden, Lars Eller on the power play, Jeff Carter in the third period. And Penguins, Penguins penalties were Rashard Raquel, 2 minutes tripping, Eric Carlson, 2 minutes tripping in the second period. Another one, he tripped again. Emil Brimstone, newly acquired, got 2 minutes for interference, and Lars Eller 2 minutes for high sticking. And the stats for that game: Achari, who got a point, that was an assist. Jeff Carter got a point, that was a goal. Sidney Crosby got a point, that was an assist. Lars Eller got a point, that was a goal. Ryan Graves got a point, that was an assist. Jonathan Gruden got a point, that was a goal. Bustesian got a point, that was an assist. And goalie for that game, Tristan Jarry. He allowed four goals. Got 20 saves, 80% on saves. Total ice time 59 minutes and 15 seconds. But they still walk away with a loss. They had a 3-1 lead in the third period, but they just gave it up because the Calgary Flames scored about 300 goals. So that's the Calgary Flames game. Move on to the Edmonton Oilers game. Oh, going back to that Seattle game. Let me look at the stats in that game. I'm terribly sorry. I forgot. Well, Tristan Jarry was a goalie in that Seattle Kraken game. He got 2 goals, 28 saves. Save percentage was 92%, and total ice time 57 minutes and 36 seconds. My bad. I apologize. So, but anyway, let's go back to the Edmonton Oilers game that we saw last night. That wasn't even that good. The Penguins, they were outplayed in that game 6-1. The Edmonton Oilers, man, they were leading 1-0 in the first period. In the second period, they were outplaying the Penguins. I won't say Pirates. They were outplaying the Penguins in that game. They put up 4 unanswered goals. 4 unanswered. And the Penguins, they got a goal to avoid a shutout. But Edmonton Oilers increased their lead on that 1 goal in the third period. And then the Penguins, they went over 2 in the power play. And that 1 goal was by Gino in the third period. So the penalties, we got 2 penalties. Crystal Tang hooking, Lars Eller high sticking. So let's look at the player stats. Again, Malkin got a point. That was a goal. Rashard Raquel got a point. That was an assist. Riley Smith got a point. That was an assist. And the goalie of that game is Alex Nedeljkovic, if I say his name right. He allowed 6 goals, 37 saves, save percentage 83%, and total ice time the full 60 minutes. So that was the Edmonton Oilers game. So the Penguins, they went 1-4 on that West Coast trip. Not good. So yeah, man, because Penguins, they didn't do very good on the West Coast trip. Not very good at all on a West Coast trip. So where they stand in the Metro Division, I mean, they're close to last place in the Metro Division, and the record is 27-24 and 8 overtime losses. And they got 62 points. Now, if they want to at least try to make the wild card, they gotta win a lot of games, and they need to do it quickly now. I know we're early in March, but the Penguins, they need to get their shit together like now. You went 1-4 on the West Coast trip, and now tomorrow we're playing against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and that game is at home. So they gotta wake up, and it starts now. So people, let me know what you think down in the comment section down below what I say about this wiki recap, because the West Coast trip was not very good for the Penguins. I mean, my Penguins haven't been doing all that well, so yeah. So that'll be all for this video. So this is Jordan Steele 88, and I'll see y'all guys in my next video. And as always, let's go Pens.